Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Today is Comics News Today, of course, and we were looking at having a guest, but I haven't having a little bit of trouble of interacting with them. We'll see how that goes here, and keeping an eye on it. But nevertheless, welcome, welcome. We got some really interesting stories to talk about today, so that's going to be fun. But also keep in mind that all the links we have down below, we still have that White Lily, so check it out and definitely click those links. And I say one of the more important things, we say it all the time, but I'm going to reiterate it. We'd love to have you come and join us and have a conversation. This is fan speak, and we want to be able to talk to each other. But nevertheless, check out all those things, and we're happy to have you here. Dr. Venkman says death to Booster. I agree. Uh, and uh,
Wait. I don't like that at all.
No, I guess not. Unfortunately, Antonio's had hit some troubles today, so it's just be safe out there, guys. Don't show off your Hangout links and all those other kind of things. People can hack those pretty easy. You gotta make sure you have a solid system. You have to have your good workflow working properly. These are things you need to do. So you know.
Oh, crap.
Now, we
Too
were
bad.
supposed to have Eric Weathers on today. Like I said, I've been trying to get a hold of him, but it's not working out. I do see an Eric Hawkins in here. Maybe we'll have that Eric jump on instead.
We'll have this Eric.
Yeah, we'll
This one's
have this
better.
Eric. Well, I don't, they're both good. I like both Erics.
I like this Eric better.
All right, fine.
Half an Eric is better than no Eric.
Well, I don't know
It's
what the
a
deal
Eric
is. It was
Malusa.
all scheduled and everything like that, so I'm not sure what the problem was. But oh well, it is what it is. In the professional entertainment's business, things happen. But nevertheless, I'm not joking. Actually, Eric, would you like to come in? Uh, Matter of fact, I'm just going to go over here to Discord and I'm going to give you a link. I think you already have access to links, but I'm going to give you one directly. How about that?
Oh boy,
Because I want an Eric in here.
we need an Eric.
We do. Let me.
Any Eric will do. At this
Any
point.
Eric will do. Yeah, E. Hawkins, there he is. All right, dude, you have a link sent to you directly and personally. Even don't give it out, especially not to Booster. Oh God, he's here already. But anyway,
Oh,
guys.
I'm already here.
He's already here. I'm going to have to go change the title. We do have some really cool news to talk about today. Actually, the news today is rather fun. There's not too many things that are going to wrinkle my toes, as it were, in the bad way, of course. But I do want to come over here and say hello to the chat and as well to the panel. Of course, I see Nick's in here and Roger as well. We get Rebel Comics, awesome. We have Dr. Vankman. And we're very happy to have you guys joining us today. So make sure hit that subscribe and like too. We appreciate it if you haven't done that already. But hit that share button, please. We are live streaming. That's what helps us out. But George, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. And you know what? We could put out a word and maybe get Eric Schultz or Eric Clapton or Eric Bana or Eric Roberts to join us.
Well, I don't need the Eric Roberts one, but the rest of it sounds fine.
I want to collect Erics.
Yes. Well, there's a lot of Erics out there, actually, dude.
Gotta catch them all.
Hey, do you know? You got to catch them all, right? Do you know that my state, Rhode Island, is the only state in America that has a Leif Erikson Day? Did you know that?
I didn't even know that.
Oh, that's why it's the worst state. I see.
Yeah.
We are the best little state in ever, for sure.
Keep telling yourself that.
Eric Bishop, that's a good one, Rebel Comics. Well, we used to be, but unfortunately, we've had a lot of the money from Boston and New York come up and buy their little old summer houses, and they've just kind of bought the community out to the point that the local people can barely even survive, can afford to live there. Same thing happened in Hawaii. The Japanese came and bought up everything. Now the Chinese are buying everything, and it just sends the market up so high that the locals can't afford to live there. Yeah, Eric Clapton, I don't know. Everyone loves him. I'm not a big fan, to be fair, but that's all right. A lot of people do love the Eric. I do like actually my favorite stuff with Eric Clapton is when he is with BB King. And I actually do several cover songs in my band of their duo off of their duo album. So I do enjoy that. But anyway, nice to have you here, George. And how you doing, Dinale?
I'm doing fantastic. Just hanging out, reading comics, writing comics. And speaking of that, people should join my newsletter at dinalescomics@gmail.com. The first 10 people will get a discount for the new T-shirt when I bring it up. It'll look awesome. And hey, Todd, how are you doing?
Hey, Todd.
How
Doing
you
good.
doing?
What's
We're
going on?
we're still waiting for Mr. Weather,
Talking
as I
about
sent links out to
yeah.
him, but I haven't got anything.
Okay,
Well,
I nominate Todd with the first name Eric.
All right. Hail Eric Mulrooney.
Mulrooney, yes.
yeah.
Is there usually a 9 o'clock show on Monday? Because I might have told him.
Everyone,
Okay, I might
every
have.
Monday, yeah. This is our
Yeah.
show to accommodate California. I don't know why we want to accommodate California, but Dinale demanded it. So damn it, here it is.
Okay, let me see if I can help out in getting him.
That's cool.
Are we live?
Yes,
We are
we're
live,
live.
dude. Yeah. And I sent out several links to him. It's okay, dude. It's all right. We have another Eric coming in anyway.
Yeah.
But nice to have you here, Todd. And of course, maybe we talk a little bit about Florida, man. Actually, as Todd's here, we do have something we want to talk about, right, Booster? We all have got the Ravage book, and I have it sitting right in my little grubby hands in Japan too, which is impressive. And I actually got it
Yeah.
a week ago, I think. Good on the Chuck and Ben for getting it out to me quickly. I know these guys have some opinions, and a lot of people are talking about the book here.
Mhm.
I had the first thing I haven't read it yet, but I have looked. I did thumb through it here just a minute ago, and the art is outstanding, but there are some issues. So would you like to start out that? Let's see. Do we want to be? Let's start with George.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, George.
Do you have any insight at all in terms of the production of the book, the physical production?
Well, you know
The
what,
type of
dude?
printing
Next
and all
week
that?
we're going to have Ben Henderson here on Fanspeak. So
This
maybe we
Saturday.
should talk this. Excuse me. Next Saturday on Fanspeak. On my birthday even.
Yeah.
Maybe we should ask him.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
look.
Let's hold off until then. Sure.
All right, we can do that. We can do that. Look, it's an Eric. Which Eric is this? Is this the Weathers one or the Hawkins one?
It's Hawkins, not
Ah.
Weathers.
Oh,
And
okay.
him
Damn
is
it. All
Operation
right.
Zephyr crap.
That's okay, dude. Glad you could jump on, and I saw you there in chat. I thought it'd be fun. Yeah, dude, have you got the Ravage Kill All Men yet?
No.
No. I'm going to give it a read. People are upset because it's mainly with the printing, what is for what is printed on the paper and stuff like that. I guess is the real issue because I don't know the story. I haven't read that yet, but it is Chuck Dixon for goodness sake. But
Yeah.
the art is
Mhm.
killer though.
Yeah, I knew that was the Chuck Dixon book.
So we'll hold it and ask Ben about that on Saturday. See what, because a lot of people are talking about it because the print quality is really bad, dude. And it's weird too because
Is it on a newsprint?
no, I actually wish it were. I think it would have been better, but they did on what is this
Oh.
paper thing, Dinale? What are they doing with this thing?
This looks like recycled paper, from what I can tell.
Huh.
And like I was saying, this is I have Alterna comics and I have other comics in newsprint, and this is even it doesn't hold the ink well, and you have this faded look. So
very muddy. Yeah, it muddies it up, and it's too bad because the art is killer. And the coloring is killer too. You can tell that the colors did a great job as well. But
you could tell on the digital version. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but the printing, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, no. We'll ask Ben. We'll talk to Ben about it.
Yeah,
we should wait and ask, and maybe because now I'm curious because I don't know. I would hate to think that that you got a proof of what you're getting, and then you looked at the proof and said, okay, yeah, go with that, because that's usually how it works, and then you didn't make adjustments, along the way to go, yeah, I don't think we like this paper. I don't think we, because that would kill a product.
Yeah,
itself,
we're going to save it for Saturday and talk to Ben.
Well, they might have just got a digital proof and didn't look at the physical.
That doesn't seem likely. Ben Henderson runs an actual comic book company. And I've seen other books from them.
Then he wouldn't have done that then.
Yeah. I doubt
we'll
that.
find Now we have questions to ask.
We
We'll
do.
have
Well, I had
exclusive.
questions to anyone anyway. I mean, I
We'll
like
get to the
Yeah.
Henderson.
bottom of it.
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, so we'll leave that and we'll come back to that later.
And
But
this will be a good learning experience, for
it will.
those who
Yeah.
wants to do a comic book, ideas as well. So this is going to be a good learning,
Well,
regardless.
some we've seen a bunch of these kind of issues come along because
Mhm.
I don't know about the rest of you, but Dinale and I are like a super backer types. I mean, I've backed over
Yeah.
40 books. Boosters, I mean, excuse me, Dinale's way past me, and literally way past me. And I doubt there's many people in the community that have backed 40 plus like myself, let alone what Dinale has done.
I've
So
booked like 8.
yeah, but
That's
I
kind
mean,
of neat.
but that's okay. You don't have to book
Yeah.
all those things.
I
But
mean, yeah. So I
my
like 40 in Indiegogo and a couple 5 in
20.
Kickstarters and
Yeah, yeah.
whatever.
But the point I'm trying to make is he and I have had.
I beat all of you. I'm looking at my backer list that I did on Kickstarter,
Yeah.
and I'm at 86 books.
Wow.
Holy crap, you
See?
madman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Wow.
There you go.
This is before I knew Indiegogo existed.
Oh, I
Oh,
see.
well, that
This
doesn't
is from
count.
years. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
point I'm trying to
Yeah,
make
that's
is
right. Years.
a lot
Right.
of these indie revival books, Denali and I and the rest of you, but we've seen a lot of them, and we've seen some of the issues in printing and stuff. But I have to say this: the book is fantastic looking, but even like say the Bull, which is a very primitive comic book for kids put out by a guy with great intentions, and we supported him because we love what he was doing and we like him, right? But that
Yep.
printing is better than this one, and that's ridiculous. He got that out of a local company that would print 100 at a time for him. I mean, that's where he went and got that printed. It was some local little like newspaper printing type of office, and it's better than this. And I think what it brings us to is the fact that even though you might be able to find some of these companies that are a little bit cheaper than say Print Ninja or what is it, A&M Print Solutions or things
Hmm.
like that, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Just spend a little bit of extra money and get something that is tried and true and is going to look awesome, right?
Find yourself a trade printer in your local area. It's very important. Not a commercial printer. Look for a trade printer. It should be in your yellow pages. You should ask them when you make a phone call to them, are you a trade printer or commercial printer? And don't speak about your comic book until after they answer that question. It's very important. Trade printers are the ones who know their business and they will give you the best price.
Well, there you go. Advice
Yep.
from the George. But anyway, let's go over and we'll talk about that with Ben on Saturday on Fanspeak. Looking forward to talking to him, actually. Great guy
Yeah.
in the community. But let's go over and take a look at what we have for news today, though, because we do have some interesting stories and I want to get to them. Now, well, I should do this first. Hold on a second.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Again, we weren't expecting to ban those questions. It's just that we got it all and we see that. So
Yeah.
it's
And
an opportunity.
I want to hear what the problem was with it because, like I said, the art is really, really good, man. As is in the
Yeah.
coloring. So it's like, it's too bad that went that way. But maybe they did it intentionally. There might be a reason behind it. So let's wait and see. But anyway, let's jump into the news today because we do have some interesting things. Particularly this one right here. It's like, ooh, this is sexiness. Go ahead, dude.
All right. So from this is Bounty Into Comics. They're reporting from Variety. This is coming from Variety. Donnie Yen, Ludi Lin, and Ross Butler are on the list for the Shang-Chi movie. So right now, they're in the short list for that information. Donnie Yen, a lot of kung fu martial arts.
Sure.
Recently wrote one. You have Luli Lin, who was the Black Ranger in the recent Power Rangers reboot.
Yeah.
And I can't remember Roz Butler was part of.
I don't care anything about those people. They mean nothing to me. The only one that matters anything is Donnie Yen. Because if they get Donnie Yen for this, I mean, I think he's a bit old, but if they get Donnie Yen particularly to play Shang-Chi, dude, watch out. Although I think he's probably going to be a master, not He won't be Shang-Chi.
Exactly. I don't think.
There are there are other people though. I mean, there are. Oh man, there's so many other people that could do this.
Sure.
That you're going after somebody
Dude,
older.
Donnie Yen is serious business, and like I said, because he is older, I imagine he's going to be some master or mentor type of figure. I imagine, or maybe a bad guy. But Donnie Yen is the real deal when it comes to martial arts. The guy's amazing. So it's I'm very happy to see that getting attached to it. But you're right, there are, and if they're are they trying to think about making Ludi Lin the Shang Chi? That's the young Asian kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might be thinking about that because they might use Donnie Yen to get into the Chinese market, and then Ludi Lin is the actual titular hero for it.
Probably.
Well, Donnie Yen could be the villain, which would be even more awesome.
It would be, dude. But of course, you also have Donnie on for choreography and stuff like that. I mean, he's wow. But Ross Butler is one of those putzes from the Riverdale comic book. Bob says, "Oh my God, dude, Riverdale! I actually deigned to give a moment of my time to watch episode 1. I got 5 minutes in, and I think I did a good job for doing that much. Wow, dude. I mean, wow.
Oh, does he
I,
play Reggie on Riverdale?
I have no clue, dude. I
I think
There's
abandoned.
an Asian kid that plays Reggie. Wait, I
Is
don't watch
it?
it. I
No,
didn't
wait
mean
a
that.
minute.
I didn't watch
I've
it. No.
never watched it. Does it really? Are you serious?
It's
There's an
really bad.
Asian
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
there-
seriously,
there
there's
is
an
an
Asian kid as Reggie. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Wow.
you know, it's not for me, and that's all right. But just quick question to you, Eric. What do you think about Shang-Chi? Are you a fan of that comic book?
You know, I vaguely remember the character from when I was younger. But you know, if Marvel can get this obscure character off the ground, I mean, might be good for him. I mean, I didn't think they could get the Guardians of the Galaxy to work, so maybe they can get Shang-Chi movie to work.
Yeah, you know, the thing with Shang-Chi is he's never been very popular. Iron Fist always took all the glory from that aspect of that side of Marvel, and Daredevil as well, to a point. But
right,
Shang-Chi
but
does have a good story, though. If you ever read it, it is a good story.
right,
Yeah.
it's just that Iron Fist has a cooler name.
Is a cooler
But,
name, and he's had a lot more love and attention put to him, you know. But
yeah,
I would love to see an American-made, full-on cool martial art movie, because it's
they
been
will.
a while, dude.
Can't you just
I,
imagine
I
how much crap is going to happen in the American-made studio? You know, with we have
yeah.
to be sensitive about the diversity and make sure everybody's actually Chinese and knows kung fu, and they have very Chinese-sounding names. They all look and sound Chinese. It must be great being in China, just being able to put out a kung fu movie about all these weird things attached, or all these strings
Yeah,
attached.
You
that's
know
a fair
what?
point.
You know what
Oh,
book they
come
could
on,
do?
guys.
They could do The Way of the Rat, that's written by Chuck Dixon.
Oh yeah,
And, yeah.
Oh, come
yeah.
on, guys.
Um,
The first American Chinese movie that was the most awesome Chinese movie ever. Bruce Lee movies.
yeah.
But
Like
those weren't
Bruce Lee is
American.
Bruce Lee was, God rest his soul, as American can get.
Yeah, but
And he
those were
was
Yeah.
Hong Kong movies. I'm talking about an American-made, is what I said. Yeah.
That would be The Matrix, because if any American produced films that does martial art has extensive cutscenes or cutting editing, and it gets rid of the flow of martial art film. You know, like the styles of the Hong Kong Chinese kung fu. They have no cutscene. You see the whole action interrupted, and that's the problem. That studios are afraid to kind of show that
Well,
aspect.
that's why you go and get Donnie Yen, right? And you bring in, you know, well, he's got a great choreography style. Matter of fact, with him on board and his team, you don't even need the raid guys because they do a great job of showing martial arts as well. But the thing I love about Donnie Yen is the fact that, you know, this guy, if you know, you talk about great Hong Kong people, you know,
Hmm.
Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Li Ling Chang, or Jet Li, I guess they call him in the West.
Yeah.
These guys are really cool to see on screen, but Donnie Yen sells it like nobody else. If you go watch some of his more recent films, that dude is brutal, dude. It's brutal. It's beautiful what he does, man, and I would love to see it. Unfortunately, we know he's going to be some kind of side character. He's not going to be the main one, but Whew, it is interesting. Anybody have any other comments on this before I move on? I think it's cool though.
Yep.
Nope.
We'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. I hope it's badass. And it's also cool because no one knows anything about it, right? I mean, the mainstream doesn't even know it exists, right? But cool. Oh, this is
No, that
just
really helps
wonderful.
too.
It does. It does, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So basically, and this is also being hit on the most of the entertainment website, Variety, the Hollywood Promoter, EW. EW. So J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot is one step away from closing their negotiation with Warner Media for a $500 million mega deal, which will allow them to put their hands on the multiple franchises throughout the Warner Media, which includes DC.
Of
So,
course, yeah.
because they only see J.J. Abrams make money, they don't see the after effect that they lose money. So
Yeah, well,
they want.
well,
Oh
I
boy.
mean, if you want a mediocre movie, it won't be bad, it won't be great, but if you want a mediocre movie, JJ's your man. And Comic Book Bob is saying, talking about David Young or Bolo Young. Bolo is, yeah, okay, he just talked about his kid,
That,
yeah.
yeah.
But he is yoked, dude.
Yeah, that guy's scary, jacked, man.
He
That
is.
is
But
that is a terrifying body.
Yeah.
yeah, but he's a very nice gentleman.
Bolo Young,
He
yeah,
doesn't.
he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
He's
know I met
happy.
Jackie Chan once.
Oh yeah.
hmm I was
Did he
playing
tell
at
you the
no way.
Bruce? Did he tell you
no,
the Bruce Lee story?
no, I didn't talk to him. No, I was playing in the stage band for a Planet Hollywood opening, and
Yeah.
he came out, and Sylvester Stallone and Bruce Willis,
Mm-hmm.
they all came out on stage. It was pretty cool.
Okay.
I didn't care about the other two,
Cool.
but Jackie Chan, Jackie Chan.
Jackie
Uh,
Chan is so wholesome.
Yeah.
he's not. But anyway,
Yeah, he's not.
no, he's not at all. Yeah,
Oh, dear.
I don't know. What do you guys? What do you think, Eric, about the Green Lantern Corps? Which I'd love to see the movie like that, and Man of Steel 2 being directed by JJ, the man, the hack master. What do you think?
I'd love to see those movies too, but I don't know if there's anyone in Hollywood that can make them because they've proven that they can't over and over again. I don't know if it's they don't understand the characters or what it is. And God, please no Tom Cruise is Hal Jordan. That'd be horrible.
No,
Well, we
I think we
saw
should make him
what
Guy
happened.
Gardner. That would be funny.
You know what? I doubt it.
Oh, okay, that might be a little funny.
Well, here's the thing that I'm afraid of, because they're signing a deal with Bad Robot, not just JJ specifically, but his company. So that means you're bringing all the alum lines of Bad Robot, which is Kurtzman.
Oh, come on, guys! They're going to be bringing lens flares to the movies.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that, George?
Mystery boxes.
Mystery boxes, yeah. But you know what's funny about that, George? Everyone gave him hell about his lens flare stuff, but he's still doing it. He doesn't care what you think. He knows he's right, and he keeps putting those damn lens flares in there. He just can't get away. It's like he's addicted or something. But Todd, you got any opinion
He's
on this?
bathing in cash and doesn't care.
That's true. That's true. And he's the man. So, what do you think, Todd? You got an opinion on this, dude?
Well, yeah. See, I don't really know that I would go with him. But what are you gonna do? This guy has a track record, and that's usually what you're kind of hanging your hopes on. Like the first Star Wars movie did well, and granted, he gave us a whole bunch of new characters, and that's not really what we were interested in. We kind of wanted to see the story sort of continue, but it wasn't a bad story, and I was perfectly fine with it. And he's made some other good movies. The first Star Trek, that one, that was really good.
Yeah, but he can't sustain it. He can't sustain it because look at Into Darkness. He directed it, and it was awful.
Well, I don't agree
The
with the first statement Todd made. I don't agree the first the JJ's first Star Trek was good at all. It wasn't
no, the
Star
first
Trek.
first Star it was Star Wars.
It was.
But that's because you're sorry.
Hmm.
He's going to
That's because you're thinking you're gonna get Star Trek, but you're never. You know what I mean? Those people are old,
Oh,
so
thanks,
they had to
Todd.
recast. Well, they had to recast, so it had to have a different feel. If you just sort of mimicked, like if you got a guy who can mimic William Shatner, then you'd be screaming like, "Oh my God, this is ridiculous!"
No,
So you had to.
No,
no,
and that
that's
wasn't the
has nothing
problem
to do
either.
with has nothing to do with
There's
the
no
casting.
way you could go any other way than
Yeah.
No,
you know.
no, Todd.
Yeah, I would say the reason why the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movie was good is because it didn't mimic it. Yeah, come at me.
Well,
Right.
no. First of
Right,
all,
but
first of
that's
all,
not the problem.
I have no trouble
Yeah.
with the casting whatsoever. Actually, I thought they did a
Yeah.
good casting job. That's not the issue. The issue is
It
Star
didn't-
Trek is about exploration and it is raw, pure science fiction. Star Wars is not about science fiction. Star Wars is fantasy. And they made it into a
Right.
fantasy boom, boom, bang, bang, just like Discovery failed for the same damn reason.
That's
It's
probably
it's
why I
Exactly.
liked it.
well, okay,
It
that's
wasn't
fine,
Star Trek.
but it's
Yeah.
not Star Trek.
Exactly. It's about the human condition. That's what Star Trek's all about, which they totally forgot.
Look,
That's-
J.J. Abrams, you're right about J.J. Abrams. He makes mediocre films, right? He doesn't make fantastic movies, but I certainly don't think he's a bad director by any means.
No, it's
And if he's
mediocre.
taken over for the DCU, man, it's just a step above whatever crap Snyder puts up, man. I think if anyone should be taking the DCU in a direction of any kind, it should be James Wan, the guy who directed Aquaman. I think he's got a better vision or an idea of what makes a good superhero movie. Even if his idea of a superhero movie is incredibly generic, I'm okay with that at this point.
Well, the
I
chat
just want
actually,
the DCU to do well.
the chat actually has a response to that booster. Comic Book Bob says supposedly James Gunn is in talks to take the Kevin Feige role and for DC Universe as well.
Thank
Oh
God.
no.
Yes.
Oh good. Yeah. Now I'm gonna get DCU comedy hour. Great.
Well, James Gunn can make a movie though. I don't know if that's true or not, or if it's a good idea. I guess. But we do have a couple other things here, and Nick W continues, and he says, "I thought JJ was signing with Apple. He's probably signing with everybody who's going to give him money, dude."
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. They're working with the streaming. His company, Bad Robot, is going with Apple, is going with Warner Brothers Media for this. They're producing things, and this is the crazy thing: is people are going to think that their works are awesome when we're looking back to the masters of film, and they're going to be like, "No, you don't know what awesome is, kid. You only know you can only see one color," and that's basically what's going on with them.
Eric, I'm changing the title of this to Eric Hawkins on Comics News Today. Okay.
Okay, Eric Hawkins, you're our star guest.
Oh,
You are.
all
You
right,
are.
thank you.
You're
Thank you very
important
much.
now. All right. There it is. But
Give us words of wisdom, Eric.
Yes.
What is the Sage Master?
Anybody have any other comments on this? I mean, we'll see what comes out of it. I mean, honestly, if he keeps throwing stuff at the wall like he does, he's gonna hit something eventually. I mean, eventually.
I agree with everything that we all spoke about right now. It comes down to a very simple fact: it couldn't get worse. What Booster said.
No, that's true. That's true.
Couldn't get worse.
Very
I
optimistic.
can't. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to
Because
speak
Zack
more,
Snyder's
Eric.
movies
You are the official
crap.
guest now. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah,
People-
I
Really.
agree.
people
it
say-
cannot
people
get
say that.
worse.
Actually,
you
Eric
go.
Weathers is going to join us in a few minutes.
Oh, really? Really?
Oh man.
I'm about to change it
Hawkins,
back
get
now,
outta here!
dude. No. All right. Let me jump over here to the next one because we're about to watch a trailer. Are you guys ready for this? I'm ready. Now.
you're gonna
Yeah. Go ahead.
you're gonna have to mute at the end, towards the end,
All right. I'll keep it. Why?
because it has copyright song, and I don't want us to be copyright striked.
All right. I'll keep it. I'll keep an eye on that. But do keep in mind, I don't know, but I'm assuming this is like an R-rated, hardcore R-rated video. So if anybody's offended by that stuff, cover your eyes and clutch your pearls. Okay. So here we go.
The greatest
your
superhero
grandma's
team
show.
the world's ever seen. The Seven.
Oh, I'm
Come
really
on,
looking
listen.
forward to
I'm not
this.
gonna piss you about, Huey. I heard what happened to Robin.
Oh, is this the boys?
Son. Soups
He's
lose
playing
hundreds
Butcher.
of people each year to collateral damage.
I can't stop. Can't stop.
Wow, they changed the location of that incident.
That's where I mean the boys to come in. Spank the bastards when they get out of line.
I love the voice. It's perfect.
Can you control her, please?
You need to unclench your asshole.
Why are you two carrying on like a bunch of fucking twins? We got a fucking job to do.
I'm invincible, stupid motherfuckers.
I'm the world's greatest superhero.
Oh man, this looks wonderful, dude.
We're on the verge of nailing these wankers.
I'm done.
Oi, what's Sporty Spice up to? Who? Sporty fucking Spice, what's she up to?
I don't know.
And baby, not even page 6 of the Daily Mail. You see, when they're apart, they're absolute fucking rubbish. But you put them together, they're the goddamn fucking Spice Girls. The point is, we need each other. We're fucking dead in the water.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Jesus, he gives the worst pep talks. He really does.
I see. I had the damn Spice Girl stuff. But
Yeah.
it's perfect for the trailer though. You have to go watch it itself. But
Yeah.
I'm loving this because I didn't think they had the balls to do The Boys, but they do, man. They're
Apparently,
doing.
they do in fact have the balls.
They do, man. I mean, because that was Garth Ennis, of course, and it's just raw and uncut comic book. It's really cool. Of course, we know Garth hates superheroes, and this story is all about murdering superheroes, really. But it just is beautiful, dude. And
Yeah.
good on you, Amazon. Damn, Amazon.
I would like to point out just real quick that Carl Urban's a Kiwi. Wow.
Yeah, I know you enjoy saying that.
Did I
yeah.
mention that?
Yeah.
But what do you think
Have
about
I
his?
mentioned that before?
You have mentioned that before, but what do you think about his hard
Yeah.
Cockney accent, though? Which the Butcher needs. That's perfect. But what do you think? Is he doing a good job with that, Booster?
Well, I don't know. I couldn't hear from that side. But I'll say yeah. Oh, bloody oath, he's doing a right good job, isn't he? Yeah.
I have no clue. But I won't say anything else. You guys got something to say on this?
No, I'm actually looking
I'll watch
forward
it.
to watching that.
Yeah.
I told you guys, man. If they pulled it off, it was gonna be awesome. Oh,
Yeah, I
look.
thought it looked good, and
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
I'd like to say sorry I'm late.
Well, that's okay. It's
No problem.
Todd's
Forgive
fault.
you.
We blame Todd.
We'll
No, I-
blame Todd.
I blinked. I was out of the house. And then I got the link. I was like, oh no, I had a stream tonight.
Yes.
So
well,
I sped home. I broke all the laws, but I got here.
Oh, awesome, dude. We're glad to have you here.
Awesome.
Just for
Now,
us.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to change the name back to Eric Weathers, and I'm going to completely disrespect Eric Hawkins. So, sorry, Eric.
You can
You're
go away
out.
now.
I
Hawkins.
appreciate it,
We don't
thanks.
need you.
Okay, I
I
changed
had my
it.
moment in the sun, and
It's
now
changed.
it's gone.
Yeah.
But let's just get through
I
and
never
finish the
loved
news, and
you.
we'll talk to Erica about his book and stuff. Well, actually, we could talk to both Erics actually about their books. But yeah, dude, I really, it looks good. It feels like exactly what it should be. I'm excited about it, and I hope you guys are too, because
Well, I tend to trust Carl Urban's movies because he's been a solid record with me when he chooses projects.
yeah, no,
What?
Dread.
Wait, what?
dude,
What?
Dread was killer.
Yeah.
He was you just sort of gassed Star Trek, and he was in Star Trek.
Yes, but what we did
Yeah.
agree
Now
upon was the
so-
acting was good. We weren't dissing on
Yeah.
the actors at all. We
Yeah.
were dissing
No,
on
we were
the
dissing.
J.J. Abrams.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought he was
We,
a great Bones. He was probably the most accurate
Exactly.
of all of them.
Yeah. And
'Cause-
we even said in the beginning, it was great casting.
I
We
think
didn't
so.
say anything about we didn't say anything about the casting. We said the story wise and what they were doing with it wasn't Star Trek.
Yeah, well, let's take a perfect example of that since we want to go back, and let me just
Mhm.
jump back over there then, because it's nothing but happiness to say about the boys. It looks like, but with
Yeah.
this previous article here, let's take a look at the casting. We got Quinto coming to play Spock. Perfect casting, by the way. When he got
Mhm.
chosen for that, I was like, oh my God, you can't do better. That's a perfect guy. The guy who played Skylar out of Heroes. I mean, yeah, that dude will pull it off beautifully, and he did in general. But what the problem with the character was that JJ said, no, we're going to change him. We're going to make him full of emotion, and he's struggling to control it. And he's going to have himself a romantic interlude with Uhura. And all of us are like, yeah, dude, but the Vulcans only mate every decade or something. We
Well,
know
he's half
this.
human,
Oh,
and
whatever.
he did,
Whatever.
and he did have a remote in the original series. He did have romantic things with
You fucking nerds.
Laura.
Well, he did have the
I
Colomar.
gotta point it out.
But that was the
I gotta
Colomar was
point it out.
in time for him. He had it because it was his time to have his Colomar. And you can go straight to hell, Booster. You better believe I'm a
Yeah.
nerd on Star Trek, dude. And that's why it pissed
Exactly.
me off because it was so inaccurate.
We'll kick you out. We're not afraid to burn some Kiwis.
I am the heart of this show. I'm the star. You'll
right.
die without me.
Okay, thank you very much. That's nice,
All
Booster.
right.
I do apologize, Eric's. Booster is not drinking enough today. I'm sorry. Thank you, Comic Book Bob. When I said 10, I knew I should have said 7. Thank you for correcting me. It is every 7
Yes.
years. That's correct. And they screwed it up.
I should have caught it.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's
I'll take my
No problem.
take my stripe for that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Eric.
Oh, I said it's no problem. If he needs more, then just give him more.
Okay. All right. Fine.
I always need more.
Are you
Yeah.
on Booster's side? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
You should be. Everyone should be on my side.
God no.
You know, I'm jumping in the middle of a fight. I'm just seeing whoever's closest.
Well, I'm like twice his size, dude. So I win.
Yeah, it would go well for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the internet,
but
we're all the
Booster
same
sits
size.
on you, you're done.
This is true. This is fair.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's move along here. But no, don't get us into a Star Trek conversation. That'll go forever. But let me come over here and jump down here to some maybe good news. I'm actually looking forward to this. Go ahead, Dinale.
All right. So Titans Comics are releasing a 12-issue prequel, Blade Runner 2019, that's featuring the Blade Runner original character called Ash. And they're going to follow her as she hunts replicants before the whole event that happens. What they kind of briefly mentioned in 2049, that whole blackout and everything, and that's Ash right there.
Who comes up with these ideas to if it wasn't a relevant character, why is anyone going to care?
Because it's 2019 and women matter. Don't you know? God.
But look at that kitty cat. It's so
It's
cute.
a kitty cat, and there's gonna be food in it, and there's gonna be cooking, and there's gonna be all the women's gonna be
Yeah.
bestest friends. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. They're gonna be like scissoring and stuff. Hell yeah.
Yeah. But who
Ghost in the
knows?
Shell rip-off, but anyways,
Yeah, right.
cough.
Yeah, it could be good. I mean, our initial reaction is, oh goodness, they put a female in the role again. But that, we have to go back and maybe think how we would 10 years ago, where if we saw a new female character in a story, we wouldn't blink an eye. It's like, is it good or not, right? And I try to keep that balance in myself. It is becoming more and more difficult. But actually, the thing that's interesting to me more than this comic is this little comment
Shadow?
here on the side. No, well, Shadow is a lot better. But no, this right here. Will new Hunger Games be relevant in 2020? Why the hell are they making new Hunger Games? That movie just came out. You're going to reboot it already? What? God, these people.
No, Chester, look at the shadow on the cover there. That's Rachel from the original movie, Blade Runner.
It is, yeah.
That's
Oh,
really cool.
Oh, hold on. Are
That's
you
cool.
suggesting that that Rachel's programming is based upon this character? Oh,
Could be.
now that would be intriguing. That would be clever. Ooh,
Ah.
We will see.
that
Now
would
we
be
are
clever.
intrigued.
Now we are intrigued. Yeah, good catch, dude.
That's
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, I'm good for something occasionally.
No, that's a great catch because if that's the fact, that could be really interesting, actually. Huh. Because I'm a big Blade Runner fan. I love the first one and the second
Yeah.
one. I thought they were a beautiful second movie. What a great combination. And anybody who
Oh yeah.
disagrees that the second movie proves perfectly, whether they should have or not, is another conversation. But if the second movie proves perfectly that Decker is a replicant, you're wrong. It proves it exactly he's a replicant, and it's very clear. And I don't understand people like Dinale not seeing it. How the hell are you not recognizing the second Blade Runner that he's shown to be a replicant?
He's not a
He
replicant.
is.
He is not.
He
Oh my
most
God.
certainly is, dude. He's living
No,
in
he
an
isn't.
irradiated Las Vegas without suits. He's just walking around.
Hey, Artgerm's cover's pretty cool, huh?
All right, that's Booster speak of like, let it go, Chester. We will fight this out.
I will not let it go. I'm
Afterwards.
right for sure on that, definitely. But all right, I'm
Uh-huh.
intrigued now, and I
Yeah.
want because if that's what they're doing, that would be really kind of cool. Actually, see how they flesh that out. But nevertheless, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see. It's coming in July, so let's move down here. Oh my God, damn it, Dinale. Go ahead, dude.
Right. So Lucasfilm taps Michelle Redouane as Senior VP of Live Action Development and Production. Basically, this means about feature films, the television shows that are going to be going on Disney streams. Basically, she's going to be in charge of it. She's already having producer credit on the Episode 9 movie and The Mandalorians. So what I see is here's your replacement for Kathleen Kennedy. They're setting her
Yeah.
up. Once
Yeah.
these feature films and TV show goes up and out, you'll see her quietly ascending to the position of president.
All right, who's this woman? Why should I care what she does?
I have no clue.
She'll
dude.
she'll be the new president of Lucasfilm.
Yeah, but who is
Like-
she?
Yes, what's she
Do we
done?
know?
Who is she?
Yeah. Good point.
She's only been a producer and a casting assistant for JJ's movies, Super 8, The Force Awakens.
So they're doing the same thing they would do Kennedy. They're taking the coffee fetcher and putting her in charge. Is that what they're doing?
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying she's going to be the new president of Lucasfilm. Into Darkness, Ghost Protocol. Let me see. So from her IDMB, she's been assistant for Mission Impossible. She was part of Curb Your Enthusiasm as an assistant for a couple episodes. She was a producer for Super 8, Star Trek Into Darkness, co-producer of The Force Awakens, and now she's a producer of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
We're gonna
Wow.
have to.
Looks like a list of Chester's favorite movies.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to take some time this week, and I'm going to delve in to see exactly what this woman has done, because my initial response is my gut feeling is Token, but I'm going to go check and see if she's the real deal, because there are actual women who work in Hollywood who know what they're doing and are very skilled and talented. Actually, and I don't know why they don't hire them to do these kind of things. I guess they're not politically correct or something. But I'm going to check in and see exactly who this lady is and what she's done, because
Right.
it'll help us understand if this is a good or bad thing. Because to be fair, Kathleen Kennedy, we know she didn't do much. She got her name thrown a lot because she married the right person. She did I'm not going to get into it, but she did the right things. And then when she got her opportunity, she decided to push her agenda instead of making good entertainment. She screwed up. Will this lady do the same? I don't know, but I guess just Lucasfilm just demands it needs female leadership, and I don't understand why, because we all remember when Disney purchased Star Wars, they purchased it specifically and in official comment, to be a juxtaposition to their princess films because they wanted something for boys. That's why they bought Star Wars. And yet we have gone completely the opposite. This is Star Wars, the Force is female, right? And it's like,
Well, it's the
what are you
board of
doing, man?
directors. I mean, it's the board of directors that are making those things. You don't think that Lucasfilm will be able to do this without the go ahead of Disney? No, they're going to do. They have to do this because Disney is telling them to do this.
Yeah, but I don't want to jump on her though, because I don't know anything about this lady. So I'm gonna go take some time
No,
this week
no,
and understand who she is, because
right.
for all we know, she's a good choice. But anyway, there are some
Uh,
really interesting
yeah.
comments over here in the chat. I want to catch up if I can. Book Bob
All right.
says, well, Bullet says Ezra for some reason, and I guess it's just to get boosters' attention.
Ezra.
Okay. And Cumbo Bob says, I like Cumberbatch, but they should have cast Javier Bardem. Interesting. Bullet the Shadow. Notice the Shadow. Yeah, you guys notice I didn't. I dropped the ball. I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Cumbo Bob says, yeah, given today's climate, though, I'll pass. Yeah, probably. The new Hunger Game movies are supposed to be prequels. Not that's going to help, Comic Bob says. The Willy Mammoth is in here. He says, he never seen either one. It's probably true, dude. Um, let's see here. Bob continues, says he is Dinale. That's why he and Rachel can actually conceive. Oof, goodness gracious, it's mean. Thundero says absolute sacrilege, and I'm going to have to slap him about his head and bottom. He says Blade Runner equals
Yes.
overrated, just like the Netflix Daredevil show. Oh my God,
This
Booster,
is
I'll
why
let
he
you
was
handle
kicked off
that
the
one.
show.
Yeah.
This is why he was kicked off the show. We had to completely disown him. Disgusting.
This is not true, actually. But Devilish Boredom
He is
says,
disowned from all things fan speak.
it seems so. Devilish Boredom says,
Excommunicado.
Blade Runner is overrated now. It doesn't make it bad. I still love it. Dude, I really enjoyed the Blade Runner series, but that's okay. A lot of people hating on it. Thundera says, honest and not too afraid to say what everyone already knows, but won't admit because someone has to. Dude, I disagree with you 100%. Blade Runner is awesome. Daredevil was good. And too awesome, depending on what was going on. He continues, though. He's on a rant, I think. Lal, they wanted
Yeah.
something for the boys, right? To feminize them, to emasculate their heroes, to turn them into some soft little biatches that will just consume their garbage forever. You couldn't handle honesty, I know. Yeah, it's unfortunate what has happened with it, but we'll see. I think in the end, money will weigh over, and we might get some good Star Wars again. Eric's, you're very quiet, you know.
Both of them.
Which
Very.
Oh, just letting you read the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can yell at them too. We don't
You
mind.
can. You can
I
tell
hear that
Thunder
yelling
to
like
is a
go.
good idea,
Well, that's okay. What you need to do is just tell Thunder to go straight to hell. That's what you need to do. Just say
Alright.
that. Go ahead. 3, 2, 1. All right, fine. Let's move
Any
on here.
minute.
Any minute
Daryl,
now.
go to hell.
Yeah, there you go.
There
Thank
we
you,
go.
Eric. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to go back and put Eric Hawkins on for the title. Let me change it. Hold on a second. This is our last piece of news, and then we'll come over and talk to you guys about your comics. This is big news, actually. Dinale?
So basically, the Cyberpunk 2013 and 2020 creator Mike Pondsmith's response to the Cyberpunk's 2077 transgender ad controversy, where journalists were making a big thing about a hypersexualized ad of a transgender person in the game, and he basically said "f off." That's
Yeah.
the point, and if you don't get it, off f you, and get out of my face.
Yeah. Well, now Mike Pondsmith is the guy who created the tabletop pen and paper back in the 80s,
Terrifying.
2020. Pondsmith, he's a true nerd. He's like a bit of a weird, awkward fella, but he is living the life right now because Cyberpunk 2020 got us really excited last year. And this year, from all the information that came out of E3, this looks like not only is it going to be a great game, this might be the game of the century, dude. I mean, that's how absolutely intense it looks, right? And I'm talking
Yeah,
When
about
they- when
from
they
all,
announced
this is one of those console genre defining games right here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And of course, it's actually extremely diverse. I mean, it doesn't need to be said, but Mike Pondsmith is a black fella, and I don't mean any of those light mulattoes either. He's a black dude. I mean, full on black dude, right? And he's a ultra nerd, one of those brainiac nerds, and I love the dude. But of course, these media, and of course, we had like Anita Sarkeesian, the snake oil
Yeah.
salesman herself, come up and basically telling Cyberpunk or CD Projekt Red, "Oh yeah, you should hire me to consult because you're going to get in big trouble if you don't." It's almost like it was like Corleone come up and
Extortion.
say, I got a an offer you can't refuse." That's what it felt like, right? Freaking Sarkeesian, man.
Yeah.
If I may, Chester, I'd like to read something he wrote back in 1988
Go ahead.
for Cyberpunk. And,
Yeah.
and by the end of it, tell me if it sounds familiar at all.
Mhm.
Diversity and unity. It is now accepted among historical scholars that in the decades before the collapse, America suffered from the sicknesses of racism and cultural identity. Everyone wanted to be seen as special. Every group had to be equal to, or preferably better than, its neighbors, and fought to protect its special rights. If anyone had something that someone else wanted, they were painted as racist, sexist, elitist, or worse. This divisive me-first attitude eventually tore the fabric of American culture apart and caused it to self-destruct in a fireball of competing ideologies, none of which truly recognize each other's validity. Diversity led to inexorably to anarchy.
Yeah.
That was written in
19
1988.
Yeah,
Yep.
Mike Pondsmith. And of course, the reason why Cyberpunk is so popular is because it's really well written like that. It's a little bit different than, like, say, D&D, right? D&D has a
Well,
Right.
Brennan, that
cosmology.
was
Yeah,
prophetic.
it is
Don't you?
prophetic, dude. It is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a point with this, though. The fact that this is before Vampire the Masquerade came out, by the way, Cyberpunk. And D&D,
Yeah.
you could do whatever you want, and it's a system, it's a skeletal structure to let you create your own stories. But Cyberpunk was almost as if you're playing a novel. Each little supplement he came out with was telling a story, a full-on story that you were interacting with, like Vampire has done. And now, of course, you could do your own thing in Cyberpunk. I certainly did many times. But the way he wrote and the things he did, he created a world and a story that you could interact with. That's the style he did. And I don't know if he's the first one to do it, but I kind of feel like he is, or at least it's the one that's sticking in my head. But in that style. But it is extremely prophetic, dude. What he just said, I really like Mike. He's I should see if I can get him on the show. It's impossible. He'll never come here. But that would be cool to sit and just chat with him, actually, being a role player myself who's
Just
played many
not.
of his games.
No, just not, Chester. You never know.
That's
You always
true.
say that, but we always get surprised.
This is true.
So
That's true. But nevertheless, the point being that all of these silly little progressive video game companies that demand everything be theirs and no one else's, they can go straight to hell. And that's exactly what Mike told them to do.
They're so mad at Cyberpunk because they can't control it, you know?
Yep.
They weren't mad at the silliest things, such as the guy in the cover is just a generic-looking, scruffy white dude. They're mad at, being able to change your gender on a dime or something? And they're mad because there's a part where a woman's naked and you carry a body outside or something.
Yeah, you're
It's not even
saving her
sexualized,
life, right? You're saving
yeah,
her,
but
right?
they're mad at that because there's nudity. It's so problematic. It's a cyberpunk game. It's gritty. It's dark. Get over it. Yeah, worthless. Ugh.
No, that's true. That's true. And of course, in the game, you can, unlike other CG Project Red games, you can actually make any kind of character you want. You can be of any race and gender or whatever you want. Actually, doesn't matter. But they're just they don't like the presentation, and of course, they can't understand that this company is from Poland. Have you ever been to Poland?
yeah, they don't give an F
They
about
do
these.
not
imagine it.
care, dude.
Imagine enforcing your own cultural ideals on another culture and thinking you're diverse
Yeah,
and
That's
politically correct in doing so. Jesus.
it is ridiculous. But I'm very happy that CD Projekt Red does not care. They're not gonna react.
Yep.
Mike Pondsmith, the creator, who is very close in creating this game, is absolutely saying, just bugger off. We don't care about your opinion.
These guys are going to be massively successful no matter what these idiots screech, and they're going to suck it.
Dude, they're gonna sell millions and millions and millions of copies of this game, dude. You were going to say
Well,
something,
they're already
Eric?
a billion-dollar company.
Yes, they are, and they deserve it too.
Yeah.
Have you played Witcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
freaking awesome, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, single-sided thread
unless
can do no wrong
anybody has
right
anything
now.
else to add, I'll go ahead and move on from this, though.
That's it.
Yeah, because we could cover, and I think on Wednesday, I think we'll talk about this more, what's going on with video game stuff. But let's try to leave that on Wednesday. But nevertheless, let me jump back over here to this side, and I'll just go over here and stop doing this for a second. Okay. Don't do that. All right. Wow. Look at the crew we got in here. Now, Eric, Eric's, both of you guys have comic books going on. Now, Eric, whether is yours ongoing right now, or is it, or that finish?
No, it's going right now. It's live on Indiegogo right now.
It is. And Eric Hawkins, yours has finished, right?
Yeah, mine finished about a month ago.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the fulfillment process now.
You are. Awesome. Now, let me come back over and let's go to Eric Weathers and let's take a look at his campaign. I'll work on setting that up on the other side. And while I'm doing that, Eric Weathers, why don't you tell the people a little bit about the project you got going on and get them ready as I go and prepare this.
Sure. Well, the book I'm working on, well, I can't even say working on because the book's basically done. It's over 200 pages. It's called Flying Fortress. We're doing a remaster of it.
Mhm.
It's a series about a World War II B-17 crew. They go on a top secret mission to bomb Hitler. They succeed, and then they are immediately shot down by an experimental enemy fighter, and they crash land in the Middle Ages. And they unravel a whole they pull on a yarn, and it unravels a whole mystery of secret alien Nazi technology and medieval castles and portals to other dimensions and all sorts of crazy stuff.
That sounds really cool, dude. And of course,
Yeah.
I have. We had talked about the Flying Fortress before, so it's really cool that you've actually doing a remastering of it. Here it is, right here. Let me just full screen this real quick and come over here and share. Now the premise is very neat. The art is really cool looking, and you guys are already funded. So now
Yeah.
tell us who is your crew, dude? Who's involved in this project
Uh,
with you?
Yeah, so the whole idea sort of started with a couple of friends and I,
Mhm.
Andy Moore and Andrew Walker. We just friends growing up, and we said, hey, this would be a cool comic book idea. And then we kind of put the book together about 2011. We had our first ash can,
Mhm.
and Walker wrote it, and I drew it, and I think Andy Moore lettered it at that time. I think it's the only one I didn't letter. And since then, Andrew Walker sort of bowed out about halfway through issue 2 because he got twins. And his whole life got turned upside down. And so we just sort of took over the reins of it, and just Andy Moore and I, and we sort of co-created the rest of the story, co-wrote it, and I did about 95% of the art. That's pencils, inks, colors, letters. And Andy Moore helped with, he did a lot of inking in the earlier stages on certain pages. And then, it was all self-published. We just put it together over, what is it now, 6 or 7 years. And we finished it in 2017. So 2011 to 2017 was pretty much the run of this story. It was sort of done in our off time, but
Now,
yeah.
what made you think to remaster it and bring it back? What was in that decision process there?
Well, it's actually a good question. Some people may know that I have another story that I want to do, and it's about the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
And I had some friends say, you've got this book done. You want to build an audience. Why don't you go ahead and put this out? Because it's done. You don't have to put a whole lot of work into it. You don't have to draw anything new. The book's ready to go. Just, set a low goal and see what happens. It's grown a little bit since then. I decided to put it all in one book. We got a new cover with colors by Kyle Ritter. I decided to go ahead and re-letter the book so it looks all uniform that way. And there's going to be some extra stuff in the back. But really, it was just a matter of sort of getting my feet wet in Indiegogo after. I mean, we did an Indiegogo in 2012 for the first volume of this story.
Right.
So I haven't touched crowdfunding since then. So I think it's a good test the waters of the campaign, learn how that whole thing works. You see it from the outside a lot with everybody else's campaign, but until you're in the middle of it, you never really know what's going on. So
True.
yeah, and then building an audience and letting people know that I'm more than just a guy that letters everybody's books. I can draw too.
Well, that's what I wanted to say. You've actually touched many Ningogos, dude. I mean, you're all over the place as far as doing the lettering and stuff. But that is a killer pick, dude. Look at that.
Yeah, that's
That
Ted
is nice.
Lehman. That was fan art. I just got a DM. He was like, "Hey, do you need some fan art to maybe help out your campaign?" And he sent me that. I was like, "Holy cow!"
And
That
Kyle,
is
So we
crazy.
had,
that is killer, dude. Kyle
I
Ritter
hired
colored this.
a colorist. I'm sorry?
Is this Kyle Ritter?
No, it's another colorist I found on ArtStation, and I hired him to do that piece. And we're working out a deal for have him to be the colorist on Operations Effort too.
Is this guy doing a project?
That is gorgeous, dude.
Yeah, he's gonna be on my Oz book here in a few months.
Yeah. Now
Awesome.
it's interesting
Yeah.
that you talk. I don't want to shift gears real quick, but because I do have an actual question. But of course, Eric Hawkins, who is sitting next to you in the chat, he actually had a successful campaign for his Oz book. Now his Oz and your Oz book
Really?
have some similarities. Actually, it was very interesting. It's kind of like in Hollywood where you get two disaster movies come out the same year. Uh,
By
right?
two Erics that don't seem to talk at the same time.
And yet, but I guess, Mike,
Yeah,
I do
in the
want to
same
talk
movie.
to Eric real quick about that in a moment. But my question I have, and then I'll let other people ask their questions, is how do they get blown out of the sky after bombing Hitler and end up in the Middle Ages? Huh?
Well, you'll see. I mean, you'll see in the book, but I'll just tell you that yes, they blow up the Eagle's Nest compound, but they didn't take out. That's when the anti-aircraft guns basically go on full auto and just because normally the United States would actually bomb during the day so they could see their targets, but we take an alternate take on World War II, and obviously, so they take a night run and they have these sort of black bombers. They are experimental in and of themselves. It's based off of the XB-38, which
Yeah,
was a
I recognize that.
B-17 that had water-cooled engines instead of air-cooled engines.
Yeah, right here, right here.
And yeah, and so they're sort of doing it under the cover of darkness. And once the bombs drop, the 88s fire everything they have, and our crew is able to escape that. But then that Horton 229 there is sent to specifically take them down, and succeeds.
Yes, but they end up in the Middle Ages. That's my question. You completely avoided.
No, well, I mean that
Well,
is
read the
sort of
book.
in the story, but they go through an alternate dimension.
He doesn't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Damn it! I want secrets.
They
No,
landed. Yeah.
Spoilers.
I'm just
Spoilers,
messing with you,
yeah.
dude. Of course, you're not
Yeah.
going to tell us how that
Spoilers.
happened. It's in the story. I get it. But I am loving to look at a page, but I'm going to let other people ask questions. Why don't we start with Todd?
Well, Eric, obviously, I'm familiar with you, and you're actually doing some work on some of my stuff. So
Yeah.
you are sort of the jack of all trades, but you're a really talented artist, and that's how I got to know you, because your pages when they were doing the Graveyard Shift 2 contest, when I finally decided to drop my pages and I went and looked at the hashtag, your pages were there, and you were one of those people that I thought, oh man, we gotta get this guy involved, because I thought you would actually be one of, I told you this before, that I thought you would actually be one of the winners, but
Yeah.
we got you involved in Tales from Beyond the Gate, which was a genius move, even though that didn't really succeed, but to have you involved and then to see the work that you did with a very complex story by Todd DeWolf, who's our chairman, I was just more and more amazed by you, and the more and more I see your stuff.
Yeah. See, I thought he was just a letterer, Todd, and then I saw the art for DeWolf's Crusader story. It was killer, dude. Beautiful stuff, Eric.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be. I mean, granted, people gave you good advice. I think they gave you sound advice to do what you're doing, But I would have never, if I were you, I wouldn't have been worried. You have a really good name in the community. Um, I'm always, obviously you see every day that I'm trying to retweet your stuff. Every day I'm on
Yeah.
Twitter. I'm not on Twitter every day, but every day that I'm up, I'm always retweeting your stuff because I really think that what the work that you're putting out there and these two projects, this one and Operation Zephyr, are just amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You're
I,
welcome.
uh,
And I know
I
that
appreciate
wasn't a
every.
question. That was more of a glad handing, but you deserved it.
It is.
Well, I thank you for the kind words. And anytime I get a retweet from anybody, I feel appreciation for that because, I know I don't ever really expect those things, and I try not to exploit those things either. So, just the fact that this campaign has done as well as it has been, well, quite humbling, to be honest.
And it is doing well. It's over 10 grand.
Yeah.
Congratulations to you, dude.
Yeah. I still don't understand that.
I do. Look at it. Look at the art. It's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
colored. It's nice.
Thank you.
It jumps out at you. I get it 100%. Dinale?
No, I really don't have any questions. I mean, 200 pages. It's about World War II. It
Yep.
has time travel, or maybe not time travel. We don't know. And it's medieval time. It's going to be interesting. It's an interesting premise.
Yeah, it's got, and well,
Yeah.
I don't know if it has Nazis in it, but at least it initially has Nazis in it. And I know everybody's
Oh, yeah.
saying
They're there.
Nazi or something like that because you're not allowed to say Nazi anymore. Who
Yeah,
said
Apparently.
so?
see.
Who said so?
Notsee, not C.
Yeah, no, I don't really care about those stupid politically correct things, dude. It means nothing to me. Cool. All right. How about the other Eric? You got something to say about this book, dude? You're an artist yourself.
Yeah, I've got actually two questions. It's a two-parter. But first, congratulations on fully funding. Everything looks great. The art is beautiful.
Thank you.
I see a lot of attention to detail in the aircraft.
hmm
Do you currently model planes, or did you used to build a lot of model airplanes?
No, I do have a model airplane. I have a model B-17 that I used for a lot of the
Okay.
detail, and then it's just a ton of photo reference. I mean,
I gotcha. Yeah, because they're
yeah,
spot on.
They are.
thank you.
Yeah,
It's
it's beautiful.
Yeah,
a lot of
they
research
look
went
great.
into.
I mean, oh wow.
Yeah, a lot of research went into it.
Yeah, cool.
So-
My second part of the question would be the plague doctor Nazi. Does he follow them back in time or to the Middle Ages? I saw
No,
him
they
on
did-
multiple pages through there.
they discover those guys there. So when they first arrive, they think they don't know they've crash landed in a medieval world.
Okay.
They think we're hosts because we've crashed in enemy territory in the Black Forest of Germany. We got to hightail it out of here lest we become POWs. It's only after they discover they are scattered when they crash. They all parachute out. Some people, a group goes over here, groups over there. One of the groups discovers a castle that is not just a relic, but it's an active castle. And another group is found by this archer character, sort of that guy right there. His name's Mason, and he
Okay.
sort of is like he's the guy that tells the characters and the audience what's going on.
I see. There you go. He's our exposition goat.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah,
I get
and a
it.
good ally as well.
There you go. Nazis in the Middle Ages. That is awesome, dude. That's brilliant. There you go. Good for you, dude. Yeah, it is cool, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Booster. Speak
I'm
intelligibly,
here.
please.
I think it looks good and cool.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. Goodness gracious. Have I forgotten anybody?
I have a couple of questions.
Oh, George. I forgot you were there. Hi, George.
Yeah, the big blue furry guy. That's it. Eric, wonderful
Yeah.
to talk to you. Congratulations on the book, and I have two questions. One is,
Sure.
what is the technical process when you're lettering a book? Meaning, how do you what do you do? What software do you use?
Oh,
And how do you accommodate so many different designers, creators that come to you with different formats and styles as they're putting their book together? And that's the first question.
okay. Well, I use Adobe Illustrator to letter. I actually use Illustrator and Photoshop. It depends on the project. It's, I guess, workflow wise, Illustrator's the easiest one to use, because it's more intuitive, I guess, because I use it the most. But some projects require more hand-drawn balloons, and that's easier to do in Photoshop. So I'll use both, but mostly I'm in Illustrator. As far as accommodating different styles, it really comes down to the artwork. I try to find font choices and balloon choices that complement the artwork that you're seeing. So sometimes I will get direction from the creative team or the writer, whoever is in charge of hiring me, that says, we want this look and with this font. And sometimes I've been brought on books where I'm sort of taking over another letterer's job because they moved on to some other project. So I have to, I mean, I can put my own sort of stamp on it, but like font choices and things, most people want to keep those the same if possible. I think, did that answer your question?
Yeah, it did. In the last instance, do you end up actually redoing the work when you're taking over from another letterer, or do you just continue?
Just continue it, yeah. I don't think I've done any complete relettering. I may have. Sometimes, well, that's not true. Yes, I have done some relettering of different books, but, well, for instance, Monster MD, I'm lettering that one, and there was an old version of Monster MD from like 2015 or 2016, somewhere in there. And I think Von Klaus lettered it himself. So essentially, I'm relettering that book, but that whole book is new because the artwork from the first version of that book was somebody else, and now it's I can't remember the guy's name,
Okay.
but yeah.
Understood.
Oh, cool.
Wonderful. The second,
Booster, hold on a second, George.
hold on a second.
Booster, do me a favor, write that down. Eric Weathers says Von Klaus is a shitty letterer. Write that down.
Yeah.
I will. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, mark that one
I
down.
have it all marked down. Yep.
Thank
And
you.
this is now our blackmail material.
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
is. Go ahead, George.
Hey, he hired me for a reason, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The second question that actually you just briefly talked about is, well, when you're handling so many characters, how do you find the voice of each character in the font, the style, the kerning, the leading, um, kitchen sink?
It comes down to script and story. Some people don't want any of that, so you just say, okay, this is the font for the book, and that's just the way it is. In other cases, like Graveyard Shift, if you guys back that and have read it, you'll see that almost everybody has a different style, and that just comes down to figuring out what they want the character to be, and I try to just represent that to their liking with the font choice. So, like Mick was the Frankenstein monster character, and he was supposedly he could yell and make monster noises vocally, but he would talk telepathically. So the visual of that was sort of floaty balloons, but angry looking text because he's this sewn together, beast. And I guess Lilith was the only one that had, I guess, normal, quote unquote, normal word balloons. And then Vlad had that red bubble, which normally connotates yelling. It's a way of showing that somebody's yelling, but with him, it's just to distinguish that he's different. John and Mark wanted everybody to have their own presence on the on the lettering. So
Well,
that's what we went for.
Actually, what I think we should do one day, Eric, is because we do have a kind of sparse. We haven't. We're trying to make a series of talking. We already did a series of stuff where we talked about all the different jobs that have to do with comic books, and we went over them vaguely. But
Mhm.
we are trying to do a more in-depth one. We have the inking with RT Bear. We might want to have you on, I think, and give us a really in-depth conversation about what it is to letter, because just sitting here listening to you, it's far more involved and far more dynamic than I think we might initially anticipate it to be. Because I think the
Mm.
letterer often just kind of gets overlooked. I mean, to be fair, it's the truth, right? But it's
Oh yeah.
important. I mean, the idea that a certain color or a certain way actually helps to express emotion, that is helping telling the story. That's an important factor. We should have you come on and give us a lecture about how you do it correctly. Well, seriously,
I'll get my PowerPoint ready.
there you go.
Yeah. And if anybody's interested, I do stream on my YouTube channel, and occasionally I've only started sort of semi daily, but I'll throw on like a page I'm lettering that's okay to show. Like I'm not going to show the big time stuff or anything that is going to be on a crowdfunding, but like I did some stuff that was sort of for a nonprofit comic that nobody's going to see. I do my own Flying Fortress. I'll do on there, and I sort of talk through my process on there. So you could go to my YouTube channel and check that out. Any of the recent live streams should have that
No, there you go.
as
Awesome.
well. But I'm
Are,
happy to
are
talk
you
about
are you at the end of the production process when you do the lettering? You burn or bake the artwork with your work in an Illustrator file and send it off for the pre-press?
Yeah, so what I'll do, yeah, normally the lettering is at the end, but in cases where the I'm working with Doug on Earthworm Jim, and I'm doing the lettering before it's even being colored, and that's interesting. That's an interesting way to work, because normally the artwork's done, the story's done, and you do your lettering, and then if there are any edits, you get it, you get those back, you make those uh, changes, and you're good to go. So generally speaking, yes, it's final artwork. Then I will just send a sort of low res zip file with the JPEGs, or maybe a PDF if they prefer that, and then just get the edits back saying, oh, we want them to say this instead. Once people see the word balloons, when you see the final page as a comic and not just the sequential art, and then you read it as a comic, some things can change in the way that you thought the dialogue would work, or what have you. Or like, oh no, we need to move this and have this person talk first, and because they're on this side of the page, it's going to flow better anyway. So, but once you get those edits, then I just basically will send the TIFF files to them, and they will send it onto the pre-press, and they handle it from there.
It's interesting. Now, Eric, you're doing Doug's Earthworm Jim, dude. That's a big deal. You're starting to become
Yeah.
somebody, dude. Are you anticipating maybe getting some work with the big boys?
Well, I also work with your boy Zach, so maybe not, not anytime soon. But you never know. I mean, some people may think, oh, he's just a letterer, give him a job. So we'll see. We'll see. But I've got some good work ahead. I don't know if you guys know this, but I will be doing Red Rooster as well, and that's
Oh,
the big
Jesus.
that's enough of the big time for me that I'm happy
Wow, dude.
at this point.
I am so
So
happy for you, dude. Just remember us little boys when you become famous and legendary. Okay.
Have you lettered any of the Graveyard Shift 2 yet?
I haven't seen any except for the things you guys put in our little secret DM.
Share. Yeah.
I haven't seen anything yet,
Okay.
but I'll
Wow.
be lettering it for sure. Yeah.
That is
Have you had a chance to create new fonts for anybody?
Not yet. That is on my to-do. I want to make a couple for myself first. I have all the software ready to go. I was going to do one for Flying Fortress, but it's really involved to make your own font. And I also want to get the book out and ready to go. I think you look at the 5-year plan down the line, I would like to do stuff like what Blambot does, what Comicraft does, where I'm making fonts and selling those, making fonts for people. But that's right now. I'm just like, let me get some books done. Let me sort of, because this is all happening so fast. I feel like I'm trying to play catch up sometimes.
I think it's awesome for you, dude. All the opportunities you're getting, it's really cool, dude. And of course, this cover here and the font sitting at the top is killer. This is killer,
Thank-
dude. This cover is selling this book. I'm guaranteeing you, dude. Look at that.
Yeah.
That is just unbelievable.
Thanks.
But
That's like 90% Kyle Ritter. He did an amazing job on that cover.
Kyle is amazing. He is. And this is one thing we can definitely thank Ethan for, is bringing Kyle out of the shadows into the light, because he is an
absolutely.
amazing colorist. He really, really is. And he's getting better, actually. But
Yeah.
I'm going to click on this video. Am I going to be happy, or am I going to yell at you?
It's a like a slideshow story.
I'm
I don't
clicking
know
it.
what makes you happy or yelly.
I clicked it already. So it's all right. It's happening.
All right,
Oh no,
just
you're gonna
watch
get
it. Hang on.
judged.
War rages across the globe.
Be judged by the
Stephen
bear.
Reynolds and the crew of the B-17 bombing Betty are
This was
tasked with a secret mission to bomb Hitler at his hidden base.
I have to hurry up and
After
get a video because the
successfully
campaign's
dropping
almost
their
live,
payload,
sort of edit.
The victory is short-lived
really?
when they are shot down
Yeah.
by an experimental enemy
Excuses
fighter
already,
and
huh?
crash land in the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
After losing one of their own to the
No,
evil
I
Infinite
usually
Reich,
can
our
throw
crew
together a
finds
pretty good video
allies
edit.
in
So this one, I was
unexpected
just like, I got to
places.
get something.
Using a newfound technology,
So
they must do what they
Oh,
can
this
to
looks cool.
survive, and
It
more
does, yeah.
importantly, find their way back home. Flying Fortress Remastered is a book 8 years in the making, and it collects the entire story written and drawn between 2011 and 2017. The story is finished, but it just needs a few updates to present it to the world. Over 200 pages of story, plus an expansive section in the back with supplemental material. Updated designs, art fixes, and brand new lettering come together for one giant book. You are not gonna want to miss this one. Back it today and help this book take to the skies.
All right. Claps.
The year
Claps.
is
Claps.
1943.
Yeah, now that's good. That was a good one. That's a good one. You get claps. No lectures for you, sir. But
no, get in and get out. That's what I say.
no, well, we know statistically a lot of people, particularly from Kickstarter, we know this. A lot of people don't even watch the trailer, and a lot of people who put trailers up, it's just this long. I've been doing this since 1952, and and it's like, oh my god. But no, that's a trailer. It's an actual trailer
Yeah.
that's selling your book. So good on you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it was just a matter of like, I need to sell, because somebody's going to want to watch the video. They're out there.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
little as it gets clicks, they're out there. So, just put together a quick pitch of the story and then tell them about the product itself and get out of there, because they got more important things to do. They got to scroll down and hit back it.
Yes, they do. And let's take a look at those perks real quick. Now, you do have a featured up here, which is awesome. We suggest everybody do that, and you have done that. Now, for $50, you're getting a 200-page book, and
You get two 11x17 prints, one of the cover itself, and one that I have yet to reveal because I'm still working on those details. I have somebody pretty amazing lined up, but if they were a strong, I'll just put it this way, they were a strong maybe.
I see. Is
So
his name Mitch or Brightweiser?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay. That would be really cool, actually, if you could get that. But that's cool, dude. And $50 for a 200-page book and a couple of prints. It's not a bad price, dude. 200 pages is a lot. This is very expensive to produce this, to publish this, and that's why he's sitting on this huge. You had your fixed goal really low though, but you've certainly got enough money here to get that printed now.
I was trying to play into that algorithm.
Yeah, we made that. That's a mistake we made on the Tales from Beyond the Gate. We knew we needed around 8 to 10 grand just to make the book a reality, but we should have went lower. That was our mistake, because we made 8, and we could have we could have got it. No one would have made a penny, but we could have got that produced. But that was a
Yeah,
mistake. Yeah, there was a couple of mistakes on that, but live and learn, right? But anyway, we have
exactly.
$30 digital. Tell us about
Yeah.
this one.
So a few thoughts. When you're working behind the scenes, you have a lot of people. I talked to like Clint and Von Klaus and some other guys, and they were like, "Yeah, we didn't want to do digital, but we did it." And then people backed it, and we thought, well, if they would have backed physical instead, we would have made more money. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I'll be your guys' guinea pig here. And granted, it's 200 pages. It is a lot to ask for digital, but um, the idea being that most of the people that say they want to get digital are like, do you have a digital tier? I live in Australia and I don't want to pay for shipping. Do you have a digital tier? I live in Russia
Right.
and I don't want to pay
Right.
shipping.
Yeah.
So
Or maybe even New Zealand. Wow.
Maybe.
Hmm?
Oh, he
Maybe even New Zealand.
yeah.
Maybe even New Zealand.
Yeah, that was
The idea
a
being,
notice me senpai. That's what that was.
the idea being, okay, you want to buy the book, but you don't want to pay shipping. Okay, you're going to pay full price just because it's a little less because I'm not going to be able to sign it.
Mhm.
Unless you visit me and I can sign your iPad or your phone. Obviously, it's gone over like a lead balloon because it's sold so many, but it was worth a
Yeah,
shot,
sold
I
one.
think.
Well, it's a bit expensive for a digital, I think is what it is. But
True.
I don't. Is every other perk also coming with a digital?
I don't know yet.
I see, because I don't see it listed. All right, well,
Yeah.
we'll let that be. Let's
Yeah.
come down here. Now, this is interesting. This is a $35, and it's just the book. Well, sweet. All right,
Just the book.
and
Yeah.
you got a bunch of
And it
people
says
who claim
200
that.
plus. I want to point out, it does say 200 plus. The 200 is pretty much just story itself. The plus being all the covers, the backup stuff, there are pages that got cut that I have, storylines that we started to draw and then decided, let's kind of take this in a different direction. So there's going to be a lot of backup material. We're actually looking more at the 250 range right now. So the more backers we get, the cheaper our print costs will be. So if you're on the fence, just go ahead and jump in because it's going to be a big book.
Cool. And I like this Infinite Reich. I like that. It works, man. I get it.
Yeah.
That's cool, dude. Let's see. We got a $60 one here. What's happening here?
This is the 2 copies. Buy one for you and one for a friend, or one for eBay. And the way it's set up from here on is that any tier 50 and over gets all of the 2 prints that come with it.
Sure.
And then we started unlocking stretch goals at 10,000. So all of the physical backers will get every stretch goal as well.
there you
So the $35 backers will get the bookmark that was unlocked and the new print, the Ted Lehman Waste Gunner print,
Now,
which is soon to be at 12,000.
I'm assuming that one of the stretch goals is going to be an alternate cover. And if that alternate cover stretch goal comes through, can I get one of each cover in this 2-4 here?
I don't have any plans for an alternate cover, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I don't see. I have plans for other artwork, but not covers.
I see. Okay.
I think alternate covers make more sense for me on a floppy basis or smaller book. A big book like this, I don't know.
Okay, cool. No.
I hadn't any plans for it. So, but I do like what you said there. If I do one, yeah,
Well,
I guess you could get both.
It would be cool, right? Because
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
look at this $60 one over the $50 one up here, the only difference is the $60 one doesn't have no, it's signed too. This is a much better deal.
Yeah, you
It's
get
a way
everything.
better deal. Yeah.
It's the same deal, just with an extra book.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool. And if you do decide to do an alt, this is where you want to put it for sure. But then we go to $75 one. It looks like we have we got a sketch involved here.
Yeah, so similar to what John Malin did on Graveyard Shift, I'm going to have a plate in the front that I'll do a head sketch on the interior front cover, or the page 1 of the printing, and that'll just be sort of an early a low buy-in for some original art.
Well, that it's good that you limited this to 50 because that's certainly doable. One of the things that the guys are like Richard he had to sign all those jawbreakers. I mean, and Ethan's going to have to do it too. And the thing with
Hmm.
Ethan, though, because he's doing head sketches all over the place, and pretty much,
Yeah,
I can't remember the exact number, but it was enormous, right? So
yeah,
we
it was
know,
thousands.
yeah, a ridiculous number,
Yeah.
signatures and sketches. And Ethan is saying he's going to be out in July. It could take him 2 months just to do that.
No kidding. I mean, yeah, he's as far as I know, I would assume that I hope he's already started. Like at some, I don't know how the printing is being done, but like I know that when Doug had his Bigfoot bill printed, he had a stack of the paper shipped to his house as individual sheets, and he wrote to Naples on all those sheets and then sent them back to the printer. And those were
Oh,
injected into the book that way. So Ethan may be doing the same thing, though. I don't know how well that would work because it's some of them are going to be stapled, some of them are going to be perfect bound.
that's
So I don't
true.
know.
Yeah, no, I don't know
Hmm.
either, but and I haven't heard anything yet that he's got anything in for publishing whatsoever. I'm assuming he must have something. It must be published,
Yeah,
but because it's supposed to be coming out in a couple of weeks here. So, but I don't know. That's just an
yeah,
insane amount of work, dude. So good on you for
probably.
limiting that, dude.
Yeah, I only got so much time. I got everybody's book to letter.
That's right. No, it's true. It's a fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a big one. $200, man.
Yeah, original penciled page. So the comics, was created over several years.
Hmm.
There are several of those pages where I only penciled, and I would ink it digitally or just make the lines darker in Photoshop. Just a trick to make the black lines without actually having to put ink on the paper. So I have a lot of great pages that are pencil only, and so you would get that plus the prints and the signed
I,
book.
no one's claimed this yet, but I think it's a good idea to put it in here, though, dude. There are certainly a part of the community who enjoy these kind of things, dude.
Yeah,
It's a good
yeah,
idea. Yeah.
yeah. I figure might as well offer it. I mean, they're just sitting here, so
Right. Now
yeah.
this is the same thing, but ink pages, right?
Same
Uh,
thing, but ink pages. And a lot of those ink pages have a backup pencil that go along with it, and I figured I would just send them both along
oh
to
wow,
the
that's nice.
to the
That's nice.
backers.
Then we have what is this original run cover art? You got to sell that
Yeah.
for only
So
$500? What?
the original run covers are the ones that were the cover art for the floppies when we printed those for self-publishing back in the day.
Sure. Yeah.
So you get everything plus the actual issue that we have. They're super rare. We would only ever print maybe a couple hundred of them. So yeah, if you get that, you get the original art. It's the original inked cover plus pencils if I didn't ink straight over the pencils, plus the book and prints and an original copy of the issue that it comes with, and everything will come signed as well.
That's pretty cool, dude. And then we get the you had a couple of ones that have been sold out there. Awesome.
Hmm.
But then the big boy. What is this?
Yeah, the big boy, the cover art for the remastered cover,
So if
and
you
again
want
with
the
it.
killer piece, you can get it for $1,000. Now, does this have Kyle's? It does have Kyle's colors in it. Wow, dude.
It'll come with the print. No, Kyle the colors digitally,
Okay,
so
okay.
you'll have the book. You can have the print and the original art next to each other.
I see. I see.
Yeah,
That's cool though, because that is a killer cover. All right, man.
yeah.
Well, excuse me. And you had early birds as well, which is always a good idea.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, this is a cool looking book. This is a really good looking Indiegogo page. Everyone seems to do it better than we did for Tales from Beyond the Gate, dude. Goodness gracious. But it's really nice, and I'm happy that you got funded. I hope I hope the book triples on you, man, or
Well, thank
more.
you, thank you.
Yeah, it's
It's
beautiful.
been quite the journey so far, but we've got 20 days left, 19 days left, so hopefully things will continue.
Absolutely. So, guys, go check it out. The link is there in the chat. Let me real quick, since I do have the other Eric. Is Eric still here?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Oh, you're still here. Let me come over and just show his. You still in demand, or you pulled that out?
Oh, I was Kickstarter, so
Yeah, yeah. But were you still in demand? Oh, that's right. They don't do that. What am I talking about?
Yeah, they don't have
No.
that.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah, they
have
don't
that. They
have
don't have
that.
that. Yeah, okay.
Now I know that.
Now you know that. Yeah. Well, Indiegogo has certain bonuses over Kickstarter. Kickstarter has certain bonuses over our advantages over Indiegogo. It's a choice. But nevertheless, guys, definitely check out Flying Fortress Remastered. This is really cool, beautiful looking piece. It's got great members of the community involved with it. It is definitely awesome. Let me jump back over here to the panel and say hi. All right, there we go. Oh, and I just showed it off. We're going to get people coming and take the stream. Okay, Todd, thank you very much for coming
No,
in, dude.
no.
We'll check you out later.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
But before we do say goodbye, because I definitely got to run. I'm running over my
Mhm.
time incredibly here. But
Yep.
Eric Hawkins, now you are in from fulfillment or at least production for your Zombie World of Oz. But are you in fulfillment yet? Did I hear you say that?
Yeah, I've already started shipping stuff out. I had a
Wow.
bunch of sketch covers I had to do, so I've been drawing those and packing them up as I get them done and shipping them out. I've shipped out about half of my backers so far.
Wow, dude, that's a great turnaround, dude.
Hey, my due date is end of July, so I'm ahead of schedule.
Good on you, dude. And who did you go with for your publishing, printing and stuff?
Um, Comics Wellspring.
Comics Wellspring. Are you happy with what they produce for you?
Man, it turned out gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, there you
The
go.
only thing, and I will say there was one thing I didn't like. I had my prints done there as well,
Mhm.
and they turned out beautiful as well. But I intended to roll them up and put them in a tube, so I wouldn't need these real big boxes. They're too thick to roll up.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a good
Yeah, it's
thing,
almost
though.
cardstock. I mean, they're beautiful, but I can't roll it up, or it's never going to unroll. So,
Well,
yeah,
what are
yeah,
they?
but it was
11 by
beautiful.
7? Are they 11 by
Yeah,
7?
yeah, 11 by 17, full color. Man, they look great. I love them. I got one hanging on my wall right now.
All right. Shipping must be rough on that big package, though.
Actually, it isn't too bad. I'm shipping it through the post office, so it's the largest one I shipped to was Miami, and it was like 820.
Wow, that's not bad. That's not bad. Of course, you're
Pretty good.
saying it overseas, you're looking at
It was
closer to
about what I
10.
figured.
Who are you running your publishing and printing through, Eric?
I'm actually still pricing out different printers. I've used Wellspring in the past, but as for this large of a book, they're not going to be cost effective. I'm looking at AM Print Solutions has a
Yeah,
good
yeah,
cost, and there's another one I think API that I'm also going to look at. I'm waiting to hear back on some quotes from some people, but I have a good estimate of what to expect. Even if I have to go Print Ninja, I have a good
sure.
price range to know
Yeah.
what I need.
Well, AM Print Solutions definitely is going to be cheaper than Print Ninja. And we had Benny on here a couple times talking to us, and dude, they put out some really good production. So if you had any concerns about that, don't worry about it. They do a
Yeah,
really
I've
good
seen
job.
them do good stuff.
Yeah,
So it's just right now it's if I can find similar quality, same quality at a lower price, then I'm
sure,
gonna try to do that.
sure. All right. Well, we're definitely ending my time here, so I'm going to have to get off of here. I do appreciate having Eric and Eric on. Denali, never book two Erics in a row again. Don't do it.
I'll remember that when I have control.
Yes, yes. But very happy to have you both you guys on here. Very cool to see the new book, dude. I'm excited to hear you're doing fulfillment, Eric. George, thank you very much. Booster, as usual, we love our oily bird. But we've come to that time, guys. So definitely check out the links we have. Go check out these guys' books, or of course when Eric does his future, what have you. But Denali, take us out of here, man.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Erics, for showing us your Oz's. And congratulations on both of your campaign successes.
Sounds
And I
like a
hope that
carol or something, 3 Dougs are dugging, 2 Eric's ozzing,
That's right. Yeah.
and a 1 Chester Cornelius Busby.
There you go. Oh, that was
Ding.
good. Claps for the
Oh, thank you.
booster. Claps for the
The
booster.
third.
The third.
But join us for tomorrow for Bugbear's Basement, where we'll be continuing on the Vampire the Masquerade
Mm,
for our next sessions. So join us for that. fun time. But as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Say,
Namaste.
Later, guys.
aloha.
Bye.
See ya.